Welcome back. In sports, the inaugural Export Rugby Challenge is set to kick off this weekend in three respective centres of Rabaul, Lae and Port Moresby. In Port Moresby, Capital Rugby Union has released its final team list for the respective Boromas and Gaigais teams. The challenge has seen a number of veterans being called up to the respective sides. Neil Alemai with this report.
Veteran Willie Rickis, Wesley Thomas and George Hockey are among a number of known faces named in the final Capital Rugby Union's Boromas team for the Export Rugby Challenge set for this Saturday. The side also boasts experience in the likes of Kingsley Sarufa, Desmond Kopok, Adet Nayo, Jonah Kautu Jr., Tisa Kautu, Kirarok Ngafin and Stanis Susuve. This is an opportune time for rookies Foster Maso and Jedediah Katal to play amongst this pool of talent outside of club rugby. Elipema Kini, Allen Kapanis and David Kura Jr. have also been named in the final Gaigais team this week, adding experience to the front pack. Jack Maso, James Lumaris and Arnold Lange will be vital in the Gaigais backline. Rookies Kichani Thomas, Yanni Patrick and Charlie Avira have also been called to the Gaigais lineup. The Export Rugby Challenge kicks off this Saturday at the Sir John Guy Stadium. Neil Alemai, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Meanwhile, Orofaz's preparations are well underway for the Export Rugby League Challenge. The squad is consisting of mostly Port Moresby-based players. Orofaz's head coach, Simon Jogioba, is calling for support from the Oro community. Again, Neil Alemai with this report.
After making their comeback to the rugby scene in the 2014 National Provincial Championships, Oro will make their debut in the Rugby 15 scene this weekend in the inaugural 2016 Export Rugby Challenge this weekend.
We've divided the team up from back home, the 11 boys back home from Oro and 11 boys here. But because of some little problems that came up, I've selected the Pomoro boys. They are from Oro itself and mixed parentage.
Former PNG Pukpuk's front rower Fiery has taken on the challenge to lead the side in this tournament. Fiery is joined by a number of known faces in the likes of Manu Mora and Leon Gawi in the front pack. Speedster Oswald Gelu and Inter-Oil Turagu's Manu Guys have also been named in a rather young and inexperienced side to provincial rugby.
It's quite a good experience for the new boys that has joined the senior boys from the national level. Like the captain himself, he's from Oro, so he's trying to play for his own province. And it's good for, like I said, the new players getting involved with most of the national players, for them to get a good experience in these national championships.
With only 3 days to complete their preparations, Jogioba is uncertain of the arrival of his Poponeta-based players this week. However, he remains adamant that his side will take on the might of favourites Capital Rugby Unions, Boromas and Gaigais.
This is the first time for the 15s for Oro to join in the national championships. And I'm just asking all the Oro community to come in this Saturday to Sir John Guy Stadium to support your province in the national championships.
Neil Alemai, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Milne Bay Estate Warriors have won the 2016 Charles Abel Rugby Nines Cup in a grand final played over the weekend in Alotau. They beat 5 other teams who took part in the competition. Priscilla Waikani reports from Alotau.
Organisers are giving themselves a big pat on the back for pulling this Rugby 9 season off in what could have easily not gone ahead at all. Current executives of the Alotau Rugby League Association have been nowhere to be seen, and it was a small group of club executives who stepped in to commence the games and carry it through. 6 teams participated in 7 rounds of competition games this season, including Red Hill Chiefs, Goilanai, MBE Warriors, Mousegrass Brothers, Garo Boy and Last Bet. But it was Milne Bay Estates Warriors that proved the better side, going head-to-head with another deserving team in Goilanai to take out the Charles Abel Cup this year, 26 points to 14. Warriors had maintained the lead in the 9th competition from day one, and it was Goilanai runners-up in the Rabbitohs colours that had to work extra hard on Saturday, going into the knockouts with a few other teams to meet the winners in the playoffs for the Cup. It was sweet victory for Warriors, who is the only one with a woman team manager in Olive Eremas. Mo Sinai was the man of the match at the finals. Meantime, a 22-man Rugby Nines team has been selected to go into camp as part of Team Milne to the PNG Games in November this year. They've been told over the next course of preparations, this will be trimmed down to 16 by November.
And I'm sure that the officer will select a very good, solid site for Kimber Games in November.
Rugby 13's competitions for Alota will go ahead if funding and the current executives headed by President George Aigoma, his deputy Toto Geru, are ready to step back into their roles and responsibilities. Priscilla Waikaidi, NBC National Sports, Alotau.
The Southern Confederation Zones trials continued into day 3 today. The trial is to select the Southern Zone team to the National Zones Championships in Goroka next month. Paul Tomic Jr. has more.
The day 3 of the Southern Zone trials saw 16 teams from Central, Gulf, Hiri, the Port Moresby Suburban and the Port Moresby Rugby League. This is the last day of the round robin. They are played in 3 pools with the finals expected at the end of the week. Talented players selected from this trial will make up the team for the National Zone Championships in Goroka.
Yes, we've got the finals coming up tomorrow and also the women's knockouts. So we by Monday we should announce our under 16 and under 18, the women's and the senior men. We have just one task up, and that is the under 20s.
PNG-RFL Southern Confederation Director Guaibo Mairi said their under 20s have yet to select the under 20s team for the Southern Zone.
We've got the selection panel here. They decide that for us. Yeah, we've got 2 PRL teams that have shown class and talent as the Premier League competition in the country. You know, they're showing what they're made of. But we've got 2 more city teams, and that's Port Moresby South and the suburban team that is played at Coney Tigers. So
the 2 Port Moresby Rugby League teams, PRL Green and PRL Gold, are leading the Pool D, while the Pool A is led by teams from Gulf Province. In Pool B is Rigo and Koyari, with Pool C led by Tubuserea, who defeated the Hiri in yellow colors 12 points to 8. Paul Tomic Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
A lot of rugby tonight, Antonia. That's Sports for Tonight.
Thank you, Douglas. Stay with us. We'll return after the break with the finance news.